views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Welcome to the American Veteran. I'm Dale Parrish, your host, and with me is my co-host, Bud Mendenhall. Our guest today was our previous guest. They're members of the Indiana National Guard, Sergeant Ignacio Silva and Specialist Terrance Mckinney. Today we're going to talk about, Terrance, you was honored with the Soldier of the Year. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, for the state of Indiana. Yes, sir.
For the state of Indiana, the whole state of Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
You want to tell us about that, how that came about?
Well, basically, one day I got a call from my the Command Sergeant Major Recruiting Retentions Battalion, and he said, "You ready?" And I said, "Roger, I'm always ready, Sergeant Major. What for? What are we doing?" And he said, "You're going to compete in the Soldier of the Year. It's the first time we sent somebody from recruiting, and you're going to represent recruiting this year." And I said, "Roger, cool. I'm ready to go. What's the Soldier of the Year?" I didn't know. And he was like, "Oh, you do it's like 10 events over 2 days, soldiering task, and you got to be ready. It's in like 3 weeks." So I'm like, okay. So I looked it up online, and I seen the 10 events, and I really wasn't in shape at that time, not in good enough shape to do some of the events. Well, I didn't think so, and so they let me off work to train. I trained for about 2 weeks, and I went and did it. So put it all together.
You had to actually do what?
Basically, the 10 events were, I don't know all, but there was a 8-mile road march. You had to complete it within 2 hours. There was a combatives tournament. There was a weapons qualification with the M4, M4 carbine. What else? There was an appearance board in front of the sergeant majors. There was a written test. There was warrior tasks such as like first aid, how to apply field dressings, how do you load a 240 Bravo, how do you evaluate a heat casualty, stuff like that. Just and then land nav, which is my worst event. They pretty much say, here goes some points, here goes a map, and you got to find the points, and here goes a compass. I'm not real too good with that. I'm too used to the BlackBerry and GPS. So, but yeah, so it was day and night land nav, and yeah, I just got lost in the woods for a little bit. So. That's pretty much it.
Well, you can be proud of yourself, I'll tell you. And your parents is probably proud too of your family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, is that what got you into recruiting then, or?
Negative. I actually started recruiting October 28th of 2009. I actually just enlisted in the military July 14th of 2008. So I didn't have much military experience. It was pretty much at the right place at the right time. I referred a lot of my friends and family into the military because I really believed in what the Army National Guard had to offer. I was 22 when I enlisted. I had, my sons. I was a father. I was kind of lost still. Didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And I decided, it was the most random decision. One day I said, I want to go join the military. So I checked at all the branches of service and looked around, and National Guard just seemed like the best fit for what I wanted to do. And here I am now, 3 years in, exactly today, and I'm planning on making it a career.
Good. You're both in the 293rd Infantry.
Yes.
How big area does that cover? I mean, is just the Fort Wayne, the 293rd, or
Mostly northeast Indiana.
northeast?
Yes. Angola area, Huntington, and Warsaw.
Okay. Different battalions then.
Yes. Different companies. We're all 1st and 93rd, but with different companies. So yes, there's different battalions, different detachments.
Yeah.
I got on the internet and was reading a little bit about 293rd of Indiana, and it's called the Night Fighters.
Yes.
Is that right? And how did they get that name? You know.
In all honesty, I don't know how they got that name.
Well,
because we move at night. That was the one thing when I first came in '96. I was up playing cards with the guys, getting to know everybody in the unit. It was time to go to bed, and these guys are putting on their boots and getting ready to go on a mission. I said, well, it's time to go to bed. We move at night. Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I think we're all going to be doing push-ups. We don't know the answer to that question.
Well, you talk about recruitment here. When I joined, like I was talking to you before the show, that like 10 of us got together and joined. Do you find that nowadays maybe 2 or 3 guys ran around together will come and join, or anything like that?
It really just depends. Usually, what we tend to see is a lot of the kids come in, they just come in alone. I haven't really seen a group come in because that would be a good day. But just usually one of them come in and then they go away, go to basic training and go to AIT, and then their friends actually see how well off they are, and then they end up referring. So I enlisted one kid, and from that enlistment, 6 other people that he referred. So it's like a boomerang. Yeah, it's like a boomerang. Yeah. It's like a domino effect.
Before, and the times that you enlisted, it was the pride of the country, the pride of wearing the uniform. Now I feel that sometimes it's what are they going to get out of it? What is the bonus? What is the incentive? And we also talked to them. It's not about the money. It's not about what you're going to get out in the end. It's about having the chance to put this uniform on. And that's, we have people that come in and maybe at the most pairs, they come in together. But usually it's just one at a time. And that, I feel like that is from family tradition. Their father or grandfather was in the military, and now they've always wanted to serve. And that's what brought them into our office. But like I said before, it was on proud to be an American, proud to wear the uniform. That's probably why the group of you joined all at the same time, ready to serve your country. And that should be the real reason why you want to be a soldier. It shouldn't be about, because I know at the times that you guys enlisted, there really wasn't any incentives.
Right. Well, $75 a month.
That's what it should be about now. It should be about now.
Yeah.
But also, we had a brigadier general come and talk to our chapter, Green Ward Veteran Chapter 1, and we were talking about recruitment. And he says Indiana is #1 in re-enlistment and enlistment. He says it's been like that since the Civil War.
Wow.
I think the 293rd goes back to the Civil War.
It did, because it's talked about the Civil War, about the 293rd.
Yeah, there was we've been in a lot of wars. We got a long list of places that we've been.
You was talking about benefits a while ago. What are some of the benefits?
Right now, we do pay 100% tuition for college. We got an excellent ROTC program for somebody that's wishing to get their 4-year degree and become an officer, because that's what we need now in the military, is more thinkers in the military. We need more officers in the military. Right now there is no bonus. At a time there was a $20,000 bonus, a $10,000 bonus, but the real incentive right now is a lot of people are joining for the college benefits.
Yeah, they still give them though, huh?
Yes.
I know the Air National Guard, they took their was a bonus away, or what I'd call for joining or something. They also took
Yes,
that.
we no longer do cash bonuses
Right.
anymore.
Well, somebody joins, it's not full-time.
Yes.
It is full-time.
Well, no, when somebody joins National Guard, we're 1 week in a month and then 2 weeks out of the year. So 1 week in a month, we train. We train to fight.
They leave their job and they,
Yes, for that 1 weekend.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go to Camp Atterbury, Grayling, Michigan. We go up there and we go up there and train.
so I was gonna say, we used to travel up through Michigan quite often on vacation, see convoys.
I think
Fly.
I think it's one of the things that why I found the National Guard so interesting is because you know, if you're at an active duty post, realistically, you know, you train every day, you do your job in and out. But if you are going to a deployment overseas, Iraq, Afghanistan, you're going away for about 3 to 4 months to pre-mob, to train for whatever your mission is. The National Guard has 2 missions. They take orders from the governor of Indiana as well as the president. So we do a lot more than just the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. We do natural disasters. So if you think about it, we're the most ready force. You know, no one knew when Hurricane Katrina was going to hit. And guess what? Some guys was out hanging out, and some guys was at home asleep. But guess what? They got a call and saying, "Hey, we got to go down there and help those people in New Orleans." And I think that's what I love about the National Guard is we protect the country first and foremost, and then we go help out the rest of the world. And that's why I decided that, you know, this was the best thing for me. So our mission is unique compared to other branches of service.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, you just protect the homeland and also overseas.
Roger.
Both of them.
Yes. We got the hardest job.
Yeah.
Hardest job in the military, because not only do we got to be great civilians, we got to be great soldiers. We got 2 jobs.
Yeah. Do most businesses, well, they got to go along with it. I mean, letting their employees off for a week, a month. And
Yeah, there are
It's
there
gotta
are
be.
federal laws that allow soldiers who are enlisted, if they are on active duty military orders, then they by law have to be excused from their
Yeah.
employer. And you know, most employers they are very military friendly as far as letting the guys get off work and not penalizing them, or you know, no harm, no foul kind of situation. But I mean, especially in Indiana, I noticed that this is a very military-friendly environment. I don't know how many times I go out, walk around a community, and so many people are, "Hey, thank you for what you do." And I haven't gone overseas or done much yet, but just the appearance of the uniform, people love what we do. So.
Yeah. Do you go into schools and recruit?
Yes. Yes, both of us go into the colleges and Fort Wayne community schools
Okay.
and recruit, and
Right.
East Allen County schools as well.
Once in a while you hear about some college or school not allowing them in, and that
Some of them may not.
bothers me.
There are some schools here in the area that only allow us to go into the school once a month. Some of the schools allow us to go in there anytime we feel like it. Anytime they give us the option to come, hey, you want to come once a week? Sure, you know. And I think that a presence of the military, regardless of what branch it is, whether it's the National Guard, whether it's, you know, I think that we should have an opportunity to go in there and not necessarily recruit, but help mentor some of these kids, because some of them are not going to be able to join the military. Some of them because of height and weight, because of physical, you know, reasons. Not everybody's going to have the opportunity to serve their country. Yeah. But we, you know, we also not as, you know, we also have that, we want the opportunity to mentor too, because we love kids. We love kids. I love to go talk to the schools because I don't want the kids to go down the route that I went down when I was coming up. To try to change that now. And also, you know, Specialist Mckinney, he, you know, we both go into some of the colleges too, because sometimes college is a scary moment for some people. As a freshman, you don't know your way around the campus. You don't know that, you don't know what to expect. And you know, I know that he helps a lot of people out around the colleges as well. He's actually the college recruiter for Indiana. For IPFW and Ivy Tech.
Yeah.
And Indiana Tech. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, anybody watching, kind of help them out a little bit. If they join and they send them to basic, just what can they expect?
Don't believe. What I would tell somebody is, I would say, don't believe what you see on TV. Back when I first enlisted in 1996, and it was probably the same way when you guys enlisted. They wanted it to make us strong and strong. That was it. Ready to fight at all times. Now basic training and AIT and being a soldier throughout all branches, I believe they're trying to make us smarter. Majority of it is classroom. Some people think that when you're out in the woods, you're getting, yelled at, you're getting treated a certain way. No, now majority of the time it's in the classroom. You're learning. Most of it is on paper. Most of it is on PowerPoint. I would tell a new recruit, if they played any varsity, I would ask them if they played any varsity sports, if they ever played on a sport, how their coach treated them. Did your coach yell at you? Did your coach push you? Did your coach try to make you better? Why? Because they wanted them to be undefeated. They wanted them to be champions. They wanted them to succeed. A drill sergeant is faced with the mission of getting 200 people from all over the United States, from the Virgin Islands, from Hawaii, from Puerto Rico, from Guam, 200 people that don't have anything in common. They're brought there to whatever training site that they're brought to, and they have to get them, by the third week of basic training, they have to know that they got to put a loaded weapon in each one of those soldiers' hands and know that they're not going to use it on each other or use it in the wrong way or use it in a way that might harm someone else. They have to break them down. And what one thing I always tell kids is that the drill sergeant yells at them, pushes them. What he does, they have nothing in common. Later down the road, or by week 2, these kids grow a hate against the drill sergeant. Guess what? He's shining his shoes, and he says, "Hey, that drill sergeant Silva, he makes me so mad," and you say back to him, "Well, that drill sergeant Mckinney, I hate his laugh." Guess what? Now these kids got something in common. Now they say, you know what?
Yeah.
They always say we can't be soldiers. Let's show them that we can be good soldiers. Now they're all in unison against the drill sergeants, and that's where the bond starts. Yeah. That drill sergeant, United States, we are undefeated. That drill sergeant is that coach of that team. He wants to stay undefeated. We want to stay undefeated. Yeah. And that's why his passion is there to make them the best they can be.
They talk about this a lot, how much smarter and intelligent our soldiers are nowadays than what they used to be.
Mm-hmm. I think the military has totally shifted their focus. Right now, we're not looking for, we don't want the military to be thought of like as a last resort. We want the military to be thought of like college, for instance. Yeah. I don't know how many times my mom told me when I was graduating from high school, you're going to go to college. The military, I think if everybody who is qualified went through it, I think the world would be a better place because it teaches you those core values that every person needs, like dependability, trust, loyalty. Those types of character that everybody needs those kind of ingrained values. But yeah, the military, we're not looking for the high school dropout. We're not looking for the kid who just got arrested and just needs somewhere to go. We're looking for the college graduate. We're looking for the kid who graduated with honors to come into the military and lead soldiers and be officers. So we shifted our focus.
What are the requirements?
Right now, the age requirements are 17 to 35.
Well, that's
17 to 35.
We was out there. That's why they laughed at us when I asked if they'd taken any re-enlistments.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys want to come back, we'll take you. We need some good help.
Yeah, we'll make exceptions for you.
You might have to use one of our IDs, but we'll get you in. We'll figure something out. Good moral, no moral violations as far as felonies or something. Obviously, the only misdemeanor that we won't take is domestic battery. That is one thing that we are against. Domestic battery, we don't take felonies. You got to be in good health. There are different waivers that we could do for medical waivers. If somebody had a health issue that the doctor didn't feel at the time was okay for them to be a soldier, if we could prove that that person will be okay. Let's say somebody had a surgery on their shoulder, and the doctor felt at the time, well, I don't know if this person is going to be a good soldier. We could write up a waiver and say, hey, this person has performed, did 50 push-ups in front of us with no issues, or something like that. We'll help somebody get in. If their ultimate goal is to serve their country, I will bend over backwards to make sure somebody gets in.
They need a high school education, or?
High school diploma or GED. We also got an excellent Patriot Academy program right now that if somebody, we are seeing a lot of people dropping out of high school. The Patriot Academy is designed for people that dropped out of high school, maybe that was in their senior year or close to graduating, maybe dropped out their junior year, didn't think they was going to graduate on time with their friends, so they decided to drop out and get their GED. The Patriot Academy was designed to help those people go back to school. Here in Indiana, it's the only military high school, it's the Patriot Academy. We actually enlist them. They go to basic training. Right after they're out of basic training, they go to the Patriot Academy for almost a year, depending on how much time they need to make the credits that they need to graduate, and they get their high school diploma from the military.
Where's that Patriot Academy at?
It's that in Muscatatuck. It's what's
Can't think of that city either.
yeah.
Trying to think
Oh, okay. But otherwise, they get their diploma then.
Yeah, it's a state
Yes.
accredited high school diploma.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
really
It's an awesome program. We actually went down and toured it, and it is ran. I mean, it is the neatest environment. There are actually bachelor's degree and master's degree officers who actually teach these kids. It's kind of at your own pace. I mean, there's not the pressures of high school. It's not, who has the latest shoes. You're all in uniform. You guys are all on the same level, and it is. We got a good graduation rate as well. I think over 90-something% of the people who go ended up completing it. And then the people who do not go, they still get the opportunity to then go to the GED plus and still get their GED if they can't get their high school diploma.
We have a GED program as well. Either way, either whether they go to the GED program or they go to the Patriot Academy, they're getting paid full-time active Army pay as soldiers. So they're getting paid to go to school and get their high school diploma.
Can they drop out anytime if they decide it wasn't for
Well,
them?
they know going into the enlistment that their ultimate goal is to be a soldier and get their high school diploma. If they drop out, there are some that fall a little short in the timelines of graduating from the Patriot Academy, but we help them go to the GED program to get their GED at a minimum. But we try to help the soldier as much as we can, help the person, because that's the reason why we're here, is to help people and to help our community, make our community better.
Yeah. Well, somebody's interested in joining. How do they go about it? Where do they go?
Well, they can come out to our office. It's located on 130 West Cook Road, right across the street from Northrop High School, directly across from the tennis courts, actually. Or you can go to the address downtown, 1031 Broadway Avenue. We work at the Cook Road office, but the rest of our recruiting retention team, they work at the office downtown on Broadway Avenue.
What was the address again?
1031 Broadway Avenue and 130 West Cook Road.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, somebody, I guess I didn't follow through with it a while ago. Somebody that joins and they go to basic, what can they expect right off the bat when they arrive? What?
Right off the bat, there's a lot of in-processing, believe it or not, a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of, they're going to retake their medical exam just to make sure that the doctor didn't miss anything from Indiana. They're going to go through quite a few shots. They're going to go through quite a few shots. They're going to go through getting their uniforms. They're going to learn the basics. It's not. Some people think as soon as they get off the bus, that's basic training, or that's what that basic training is going to be waiting for them. There's going to be a drill sergeant yelling at them to get off the bus. The first thing is when they get there, there's a reception.
Yeah.
They get there, they get their stuff, they learn. If they didn't learn before they went, they learn how to stand a parade rest, how to address a drill sergeant. Right after that is once they get all their gear, then they get back on a bus. It might be 3 or 4 days, maybe a week later.
Yeah, and then training
then
starts.
Then they go to their basic training site.
That's what's cool about what we do in the National Guard is we have what's called an RSP, is Recruitment Sustainment Program, and what we do in that, we do 1 weekend a month drills before you even go to basic training, and what that does is prepare you for basic training. So it's not like the shock therapy, you know, when you get there and like, okay, who do I salute, who do I not salute? It actually, what we do, you get paid for these drill weekends, and we teach you how to march, teach you how to read maps. We teach you how to do everything that you're going to learn in basic training, like basic rifle marksmanship and stuff like that. So, you know, what we tend to see is that a lot of our National Guard guys are honor grads for the basic training cycles, because already before they go step foot in the basic training, they already have learned pretty much all that they need to know, or at least have learned the basics, and then they get there and excel. So, like I said, that's what's great about the National Guard. You can come in, learn about basic training. It's not like when you get there, it's like, okay. If I didn't go to RSP, I'd have been saluting everybody. I just
basically before they get to the drill sergeants, they got to go through us.
Yep.
They got to go through us, and we're going to make sure we prepare them well enough that when they get there, they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
They're going to be okay.
When do they raise their hand and tell Uncle Sam that you belong to them? That you belong to Uncle Sam?
Well, they do that actually right after they get done with being physically, mentally, and morally qualified down in MEPS in Indianapolis. They'll swear in that day, and from the day they swear in, that's when their time will start. Their contract starts. We're a lot different from the other branches of service, like the Marines, for instance. You know, once you enlist, your time doesn't start for basic. We're different. We start the day you raise your hand. So.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, we're out of time again, so I appreciate you being here. It was a lot of information there. I hope a lot of people was listening.
Thank you for inviting us.
And thank you for your service.
Thank you.
So, to the viewers, remember, freedom is not free. If you see one of these gentlemen or one of the gentlemen like him, walk up to them, shake their hands, and say thank you for serving. Good night.